It's 9:25, and coming up on Good Day Atlanta, it's Move It Monday, and Paul Milliken is using pedal power to get a new perspective on Atlanta.
Yeah, good morning, Karen. Great to see a beautiful morning out here on the Atlanta Beltline. Coming up after the break, like you said, it's Move It Monday. We are exercising our bodies and exercising our minds. That thing under my helmet right now, learning about this beautiful city you will love. Bicycle tours of Atlanta. Stay tuned.
Well, chances are, even if you grew up in Atlanta, there's a lot about the city that you still don't know. That would be myself included. And if you're a transplant, there are definitely some hidden treasures you've been missing. So today, for Move It Monday, we're exploring a way to get active while also discovering the best sights Atlanta has to offer. Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken is live on the Atlanta Beltline, taking the bicycle tour of Atlanta. Oh, Paul, that looks so much fun. Oh, my gosh.
I gotta tell you, Karen, it's so beautiful out here, too. And you just said it. So, you know, I've been in Atlanta for maybe 4 years. Photojournalist Blaze Meyer, he grew up here. And right now, we're in an area in town that neither of us even knew existed. It almost looks like we're in the North Georgia mountains. It's so lush back here. This is kind of behind Piedmont Park. So that's the thing about bicycle tours of Atlanta. There's so many great places you probably had no idea existed. And this is a really unique way and a way to get you active and to discover those places. So we got to tag along on a tour with founder Robin Elliott to learn more about some of the really unique and important sites around our city. Check it out. Stop number one on our bicycle tour of Atlanta is Inman Park and the not-so-little house that could.
It's the house that we call the Griggs House, named after a gentleman whose name was Robert Griggs. Believe it or not, by the late 1960s, this neighborhood had become a pretty dangerous place, and the city of Atlanta and the DOT here in Georgia wanted to build a highway.
But after Mr. Griggs bought this home and restored it, others began to do the same thing. It revitalized Inman Park, and the highway plan, well, it stalled. Next, it's through the Krog Street Tunnel to Reynoldstown and a dramatic illustration of the area's history.
William Massey is the artist. Well, William was asked by this community to install 8 different pieces of art telling the story of Reynoldstown. If you look more closely at this, you see there's railroad spikes. You see how they're laid on this panel. And if you think about the way the slaves were brought over, they were brought over on the ships head to toe. So this is symbolic of that.
A quick ride over the unpaved section of the Atlanta Beltline leads to more art. This time so big, we can't even get it into one camera shot.
Living Walls is an organization that ran for 5 years, and in those 5 years, they were able to create 115 murals throughout our city.
Check this one out. These galloping horses by an artist named Jazz were painted in an astonishing 6 hours. And speaking of hours, they fly by when you're coasting through a city with so much to see. Raindrops are falling on my head and just... Yeah, beautiful, beautiful day out there on the tour, and a beautiful morning this morning, too. So throughout the tour, we were out there on the video you saw for probably about 2.5 hours. A typical tour is 3 hours. We burned over 700 calories, which was fantastic. And you know what's crazy, Karen, is that you really have no idea how connected everything in this city is until you're on bike. Because if we were sitting in a car in traffic trying to get from Inman Park to Cabbagetown to Reynoldstown to Oakland Cemetery, it probably would have taken an entire day. But it only takes about 3 hours on this tour, and it's so much fun.
Paul, here's what's crazy. Every fun, outside-the-box, crazy thing I've ever done, you've done first. So you know I'm adding this to my list of things to do. Yes, I love it.
You have to. I will do it with you, Karen. You and I will do the tour together.
It's a date. Have fun out there, my friend.